Sometimes you can't tell if we're live, but I believe we are. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're at and when you are rewatching this live broadcast. That may not be live for you, depending on where you're watching it. But all that said, welcome to the Melanated Air Hour. I need to get us a to welcome us into the room. I am Lene Javette. I am with my co-host Keisha at We Inspire Brand. Hey, Teddy Ewing at the Real Teddy Talks, who's on vacation. She is in. Not only is she international on a normal basis, but she's traveling international too.
Isn't she glowing, y'all?
Glowing. Look at me. She got that vacation.
That melanated all over me.
The melanin is the Melanated Air Hour. So today we're talking about what is an idea worth, but also how to turn your idea into profit. We have all been one of those people that come up with an idea and I'm like, I should do this, and you don't do it, and then you see it, and then you're like, damn it, I should have did it. Well, Teddy and her husband have been having conversations about this and brought it to the Melanated Air Hour, and we thought it was a dope conversation. So I'm gonna turn it over to her to kind of lead us into this conversation today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lene, for introducing this. This has been an ongoing debate between me and my husband because he is my number one stunner, the COO of our business, and he is like my pillow talker, my idea generator, and I use him like a lot, right? So as he's giving me these ideas, maybe you guys have seen Why Did We Get Married? I don't know if it's the first or the second one, and the Janet Jackson character was getting a divorce from her husband, and he was trying to get a piece of her book and all this. And he was like, I gave you those ideas. She's like, no, you didn't. But so that's where we are, right? So my husband gives me wonderful ideas, but neither of us are taking a profit from the business. We just do it till we're there, right? So we have this argument about what is an idea worth. It's like the idea can be a great idea. Like if I had the master plan to build McDonald's, right? What is that idea all by itself worth? I'm not talking about the connect. I'm not talking about the business plan itself. I'm just saying I should come up with a restaurant that sells hamburgers and French fries and milkshakes. And is that idea itself worth anything? So that is a debate. I need y'all to settle it. Hit me up in the comments. We all have had $1 million ideas, but without that steam behind it, is it really worth anything? Like any intrinsic value? I'm not saying it's not $1 billion idea, but can you sell the thoughts, right? So help me answer that. And ladies, tell me what you think. Just basically, is an idea all by itself, good, bad, or indifferent? Does it have any intrinsic value? Can you sell it on the market for anything?
Ooh, that is a great question. And you talked about McDonald's. I'm going to come back and talk about McDonald's for a second. But before I do that, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I see the hellos. What up, Chicago? Hey, Ramel. Thank you for the shares. If you are tuning in, please thumbs up, like this video, share this video. We are going to talk to somebody, help somebody out there that has had an idea that they didn't follow through. Now, if you have ever had an idea and then a month, 2 months, a year later, you saw it, somebody else do it, raise your hand in the comments, say I had an idea, I didn't execute. Somebody else came up with it. I want to see how many people can weigh in on this conversation. Now, let's talk about McDonald's because you made a good point. McDonald's started out as McDonald's with the golden arches and creating hamburgers, but they were not actually the people who took that idea to the next level. I forget the gentleman's name who came in, looked at McDonald's and says, yeah, this is undervalued. You guys are not properly utilizing this establishment. He took it over, turned it into a franchise, and it's a multi-billion-dollar company. So sometimes even when you have an idea, you may not know how to fully execute it to get it to the promised land.
Yeah.
I forget when we literally wrote this down, you said you and your husband were having this conversation. And you said, here it is. You said, what is an idea worth? A lot of us have $1 million ideas or $0 ideas. And here's the thing. $1 million idea can be a $0 idea if you don't execute on it.
Exactly.
It's like you could have the $1 million idea, but do you have the $1 million worth ethic?
Exactly.
So that's the question too. So it could be $1 million idea, but you don't have the work ethic or the execution to back it up. So in my mind, an idea is not worth anything if you're not willing to move on it, if you're just sitting on it. And there's two groups of people in my mind that just sit on ideas. You have the people that have the ideas and they're not motivated to do anything. They just sit on it, whatever. And then you have the second group of people that have the idea and there's this illusion that they're moving, but they really aren't. And these people are suffering from analysis paralysis. So these people, they could be educating themselves, they could have a mentor, they have all of these plans and they're writing it down and they're like, yeah, I'm moving. But because they aren't executing or implementing all of these ideas, all of these plans that they have, they're not going anywhere. So it's the illusion. And I feel like these people are worse off than the first group of people that I spoke about, because the first group of people, they didn't plan on moving. But the second group of people, like I said, they think that they're moving and they are moving, right? They're on a hamster wheel, but they aren't moving forward.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Too often.
I talk about it all the time. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lene.
No,
go ahead.
No.
I was going to say, I talk about all the time the paralysis of analysis, right? Like you have the idea. So if you know anything about business, you know how hard it is to get something up, running, successful, blowed up, right? And if you know nothing about business, then you are the one that thinks your $1 million idea is literally worth $1 million. And both of them are scary and bad because it'll keep us locked in this position of no movement. So you're either on the hamster wheel and you're going, but you don't have any experience, you didn't take any courses, you don't have any mentors, you didn't get any guidance, so you're just spinning your wheels, or you're just talking and never doing. So you have to get to that knowledge piece, the mentorship piece, some guidance from the people around you who'll help grow you, and then in that plan of action phase, or your idea is just an idea. It's an idea, worth something or not, it's an idea until you put some steam behind it, as Keisha already said.
Absolutely. So so as I'm a business development strategist, so I'm sitting and meeting with entrepreneurs and people who want to become entrepreneurs and professionals all day long. And I will tell you, as a Black community, as a Black people, we are resilient, we are innovative, and we are creative. We're trendsetters, right? We are trendsetters. The world wants to be like us. So we are already leading the world, right? And we do that from an innovative space as well. We look at something, we'll say, I could do that better. Or we want to write a book, or we want to share an experience, or we show up at work and we think we have a better process. So we are already a community of people who think outside the box and have these ideas. But too often we sit on them, or we think somebody else is going to do it, or we think somebody else can do it better, or we're just late to the party. We don't believe that we have the resources or the tools or the knowledge or the finances to do it. And so we'll sit on that idea, and then somebody else will come along and take the idea that we had, and they will run with it. So it is $1 million idea, like Teddy and Keisha says, but if you don't actually execute on it, if you don't actually follow through on it, if you don't actually put some energy and effort into figuring out, can I bring this to fruition? What does it actually take? What are the finances? Can I get a partner? Can I get an investment? Can I bootstrap? What can I do in order to bring this vision to life? I was online, and I wish I had this story in front of me, but I saw this post talking about a woman who was fired from her job. She was laid off, fired from her job during the pandemic. She used her $1,200 stimulus check and created a 7-figure business. Now, it was a picture, so I didn't actually get to go and read the article, because I was like, what business did she start that allowed her to create a 7-figure business? And it was in something like 90 days. Like, it's something stupid. Like, she used her $1,200 stimulus check to create a 7-figure new job in like less than 3 months or something crazy like that.
That's awesome.
That is where we have to live when we're thinking about our ideas, whether you're an entrepreneur or a professional, because you can walk into your career job and fix something, put a process in place. Let's see. Elle said, I wanted to talk about this one from Elle Brown right here. These days, you better not speak your ideas or post them, because folks are hungry out here and steal everything.
I'm so glad. Who is this, Elle? I'm so glad you said that, Elle, because that was going to be my next question. So I'm not talking about a business plan. I'm not talking about true like work products. I'm not talking about your patents. But can someone steal your idea? That's the question, right? So you have an idea, you shared it with a friend, you shared it in a big group, you shared it online. Someone takes that idea, just the words, Not even like like I said, not the action plan, just I want to start a McDonald's, right? And they run with it and they're successful. Is that true theft or your feelings just hurt? Let me know. Let me know, Elle, what you think.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good
And it's hard. It's hard to answer, you know, because if they did it, they didn't use any of your contacts. They just took your idea and then made it work. You know, what is that? Is that theft? Is that really theft?
Because in my mind, right? So before I started my t-shirt business, if I told someone, yeah, I'm looking to start this t-shirt business, and then they went and did it, that doesn't stop me from starting my own t-shirt business. Like these t-shirt businesses have been around for how many decades, you know? So in my mind, it could be a yes, it could be a no. I guess how it depends on how creative it is. So how much in depth are you taking? Are you taking just, oh, I want to start a t-shirt business, or are you taking my mantra? Are you taking my logo? Like,
Right.
what are you taking from me? And I'm not gonna lie, if I told a friend, hey, I'm looking to start this t-shirt business, I'm really excited about it. And then 2 weeks later, they started a t-shirt business, I'll be a little bit in my feelings. My ego will be hurt. What you doing, girl? Like that was my idea, but it doesn't mean that I can't still start my own t-shirt business because we have different audiences. So it goes into that too. You have a different target audience. You have people that are going to rock with you just because you are you. So
Exactly.
it's not really taking from you if you know how to put yourself out there, if you know how to market, because everyone has different target audiences and then everyone has different niches. So that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to protecting your rights, right? So that's why we have copyrights and trademarks and patents and things of that nature to protect someone's intellectual property. But to Teddy's point, when does it become intellectual property? Is it intellectual property when you're sitting around with your homegirls watching TV and you're like, you know what? Somebody should really create a fluffy blanket made out of sheepskin. That would be dope. And then your homegirl goes and creates a fluffy blanket made out of sheepskin. Did you steal the idea from her? And that, and you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you didn't. So she said somebody should do it, and you did it. That's not stealing an idea, right?
Thank you.
You and your girl sit down and strategize, coming up with a fluffy blanket made out of sheepskin and what colors they should be, and this is probably what we should price point them at, and that would be dope. And then she goes off and does something different, and you go and do that idea. There might be a little bit of infringement because now we both put intellectual context and ideology into this concept. Oh, sorry, my printer just started printing on me. I'm like, oh, hello.
Somebody listening in, trying to steal your ideas.
That's your ideas.
I started printing something. I was like, oh, Jesus, it's the big one, Elizabeth. So that becomes different, right? This is how you have these situations in Hollywood where somebody writes the script, they show it to somebody, the producer says, no, we're not going to go with it, Matrix, and then they go and create another movie that's inspired by, she goes and she sues them, and they're like, no, this is too similar. There can be inspiration, but you can't let somebody else's thoughts and ideas inspire you to create something that's a knockoff version of the original. So there becomes these gray areas. And I was telling you guys about this, NDAs, right? So if you're an entrepreneur or a professional or somebody out there who's having conversations about your intellectual property or your ideas, a lot of times either you or the person that you're telling will have you sign an NDA. If you don't know what NDA is, it's a non-disclosure agreement, which says that whatever you are about to hear, you cannot disclose. I have a friend, and I've heard of a couple of investors that are like, I don't sign NDAs because I feel like if I give this information to you, if I tell you what I'm about to do, it's no good to you if you don't execute it. I can tell you all day long, this is what you do and this is how you do it. But if you don't actually go and do anything, then it doesn't matter. I can give you $1 million idea today. This is how you start a business. This is where you get the funding. This is how you set it up. Here is your audience. Here are your clients. This is where they work. This is their phone number. Here is their email. Here is their credit card. I can give you all of that. If you don't do anything with it, it is worth $0.
It reminds me of that quote, it's not knowledge that's power, it's the application of knowledge that's power. So you can have all the tools, you can have all the resources, as Lene just said, but if you're not doing anything with it, then you're not going to move forward. You're not going to be successful. You're not going to reach your goals. So I definitely
Right,
agree.
right. Yeah, and I actually disagree, Lene, with your friend about not signing the NDAs or not submitting them for signing if she has an idea. Because although I agree 100% that unless they implement it, it doesn't have that value. But sometimes in discussion, I think someone has said in the chat, private conversation or strategizing, you may give bits and pieces of information about something that no one has any idea about. And maybe it's a connect that you have, but it's not a private connect. They didn't even know it existed. So that may come out in conversation. So I'm a big fan of NDAs just because it kind of sets the tone, and then it like dares someone who might want to take that idea, exactly your idea, and do something with it. It dares them to do it, because then they may have to fight that legal battle. But you're right, that goes into the copywriting, patenting ideas, trademarking, all of that. There's plenty of laws on it. Like if you have like your example with the blanket, if you said, I want to make a blanket made out of, like you said, sheepskin, and I want to call it Fluffies. So if your girlfriend not only makes the blanket, but she calls it Fluffies, well, that's a problem, right? If you patented or trademarked it, put it on a pin, sold it on Etsy for $5, now that's really your name. And that's when that person says, then that's when the theft happened, right? But if it didn't go that far, then it wasn't theft, it was just an idea. So there is a true legal line. However, you need to protect yourself, protect your ideas, and most importantly, be around people that are going to help you grow. Instead of them taking the idea, they're saying, girl, that is a fantastic idea. How can I help you? And since I'm helping you, how do I get a piece? I don't have a problem with that. What do y'all think about that? So you have an idea, someone's willing to put in that elbow grease, but they want a piece of it. Are you willing to share? Share your ideas' profits.
That brings us to Shark Tank. So you literally led us into this conversation, right? What about Shark Tank? So do you want to start this, Keisha?
I think that it's fair. I think that it's fair if someone is willing to, like you said, put in that elbow grease and get down and dirty and help you to build your business. I think it's fair to give them some of the profits. Of course, up front, talk about what that looks like. And if you make a lot of money, right? Like, let's say you start making 6 figures, 7 figures. Now the friend want more money. Like, wait, like, let me get some more. That's when it's like, wait, we agreed on this. So up front, I believe that, and of course, every so often, if you would like, you can renegotiate the contract or whatever it is. But up front, what are you getting up front? What do you want up front? We put it in the contract, and then we move forward from there. So if it's 10%, it's 10% moving forward. Don't ask me for 50% when you say I'm blowing up. Leave it at 10%.
You said the magic word, contract. We don't do contracts enough in our community. We go on words. We're not gonna have the Karen Silver conversation again, but we gotta make sure that we are setting expectations, that we know what we're getting, that we know what we're offering, that we know how this relationship is going to work. We need an operating agreement. We should probably have our SOPs in place. And these expectations should be set at the beginning. Again, and going back to the prenup, make these arrangements when you like each other. Make these arrangements when you're excited to work with each other. Because when things go sour, it becomes difficult to it's difficult to go back and remember what you said 5 years ago, right? Let's just start there. 2, when you're angry and there's frustration, it's difficult to be polite and nice and kind and considerate. If there's $1 million at stakes, people start changing when money is involved. So you want to make sure that you have contracts. You want to make sure that you're setting these expectations. I like what Teddy said about surrounding yourself with people that want to help you. So if we go back to the topic, what is an idea worth? And let me reset the room while I'm here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Melanated Air Hour with myself, Lene Javette, Keisha at We Inspire Brands, Teddy Ewing at The Real Teddy Talks. We are here every Tuesday and Thursday. We bring an hour of melanated air where we talk Black about experiences and things that are happening in the community, most oftentimes from a business perspective. you can please support each one of us individually. You can go check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And so today we're talking about what is an idea worth, how to turn your idea into profit. And we're just looking at ideas from the perspective of the fact that people have these great ideas that we do not execute. How do we take this idea that we have and turn it into $1 million idea? Or how do we execute it and turn it into $1,000 idea? I mean, it doesn't have to be $1 million, but we do want to get some money for the ideas that we have. And then how do you protect your ideas if you have one? So let's talk about, I think the question Teddy asked is if you have an idea and you share it with someone and they want to help you, should you share? Absolutely. I believe that you should get paid for your knowledge or information, what you bring. If you think about a Shark Tank, right? But if you think about a Shark Tank, that's somebody who's coming into your business with expertise, knowledge, network, right? They're adding value to it. If you're adding value to my business, then absolutely, you should get a stake, you should get a piece. The thing is vetting these individuals and making sure that people that you bring on actually know what you're doing. Actually know what they are doing, because I have seen it time and time again where people are just getting started and they're bringing on people who are actually deterring them or taking them away from their goal, or they don't have the knowledge, or they're spending a lot of money trying to execute a goal or a dream or a business. And it's based on the people that you have around you. So you definitely want to make sure that you are hitching your wagon to people that know what they're doing, that are going in the direction that you're going, that have knowledge. We talked about mentorship. We talked about coaching, strategies. I try to get people to get away from plans. And there's a difference between a plan and a strategy. Too often we create a plan or a to-do list. I want to start a business.
Then what?
Right.
Start a business. Okay.
Right.
That's not a plan. That's your to-do. So then they'll take it a step further with the plan. Buy a domain, get a website. That's a plan. But that's not a strategy. So when we think about really turning what is an idea worth and how you turn it into a profit, your idea is just as good as your strategy. Like literally, it's as good as your strategy. How are you going to execute it? How are you going to implement it? What do you need? What does it cost? Who are the people? How long is it going to take? What platform are you going to put it on? How are you going to produce it? Who's going to manufacture it? When are you going to bring it to the public? What's the launch date? Like there's all these things that go into it. And I think that that's where people get afraid, or they get fearful of actually launching their idea, is they don't know how to put a strategy in place to bring it to execution.
I like that you said that, Lene, the strategy versus the plan, because when you have the strategy, you have dates in place. You have these launch dates and you have these things in place where it's like, okay, I have to execute, right? When you have a plan, and I just made a post about this, tomorrow oftentimes becomes tomorrow again. So if you say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, it's like, oh, I could do it tomorrow. And then it's always this tomorrow. So I feel that when you have the plan in place, when you have the to-do list, it's like, oh, I could do it later. But when you have that strategy, you know that you have to meet these deadlines. And it's not necessarily the case when you just have the plan. Right.
You said it, Keisha. And I want to, while Lene is resetting the room, I'll let y'all know I'm not in my normal office environment. I am in the Maldives. I had to look it up how to pronounce it. The Maldives, getting my sun, getting my glow. It's like midnight almost. So, but I am living my best life. But it had me thinking, this whole topic is about, a good passive, semi-passive income strategy is to be that mentor, that person for people trying to start their businesses. So if you have some business acumen, you've been there and you've done that, you've run a business, you've started successful online sales, whatever, there's a lot of people trying to come into it. So in a Shark Tank reality, if you have the funding and you have the know-how, a perfect way to help to give back to the community and get your piece, right, and get your passive income is to help people start businesses. So if someone has that, it's a great idea to start. And if you're looking to start and you don't have those connections, you don't have that know-how, and you may not have the time or energy to take the courses and watch YouTube videos to get started, maybe you can find someone, a Lene business strategist, Teddy Ewing exit strategist, someone that shows you how to start a t-shirt business, like step by step by step. That is who you need in your life. And it just makes it, then tomorrow can be today. Because really what keeps us from doing it today is you have to buy something. You have to figure it out. You have to watch. I'm posting on Instagram and I feel so old sometimes because I'm learning the new techniques. I'm learning the stories and all that. But there's so much new stuff. And I'm like watching YouTube videos and say, how do I like jazz up my stories? I'm not afraid or ashamed to do that and say, let me learn from these young people and see how they're doing it. Let them get their ad revenue from YouTube so I could be better. So you have to grow yourself with other people. Again, that your team is going to make you. Your team is going to make you. You really can't do it by yourself. You cannot.
You cannot. You know, you made a great point, Teddy. Shameless plug. Let's just go ahead and do some plugging right here. One of the things that I think, and you hit the nail on the head, is individuals come up with these great ideas and then they don't feel supported in the idea because they don't know where to turn to get the support. And so you'll sit on that idea instead of reaching out to someone that can help you, right? So for example, thank you, Celeste. She says, great advice and information. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your knowledge and experience. You are so welcome. A lot of times people just don't know, right? So for example, if you are interested in starting a t-shirt company, or you've thought, you know, and when you hear t-shirt company, you don't even really think about what that entails, right? There are t-shirt companies for single women. There are t-shirt companies for Black women. There are t-shirt companies for nonprofits. There are t-shirt companies for just for kids or just for girls or to empower. There's like don't think about how elaborate it is, but then you'll also talk yourself out of it and say, there's too many t-shirt companies. There's not a t-shirt company by you. Nobody started it by the way that you will and put your stank on it. Like we don't think about that, right? Well, guess what? Keisha actually helps people start t-shirt companies. So if you had that idea and you've been sitting on it and you haven't executed on it, you actually know somebody that can help you start your t-shirt company, or at least talk it through to see if it makes sense. Maybe you are thinking about leaving your corporate job and you're trying to figure maybe your innovation is to become an entrepreneur, or it might not even be to become an entrepreneur. It might just be to leave your job and try to figure out what comes next. How do you exit corporate America? What does that look like? What do you need to have? How do you put that idea together? Guess what? You know, Teddy is an exit strategist. So that's literally what she does. But you may be talking yourself out of exiting or launching or starting because you don't know what to do or how to do it. Well, there are people that can help you turn your idea into dollars, into profit. You know me. So as a business development strategist, all I do every day is develop strategies to brand, monetize, and launch Black-owned businesses in an upscale manner. So that could be product. I have a course that I teach people how to white label. So if you don't actually have a product of your own, I teach you how to create a product and white label it, because I need us as Black people to create products, tangible products. And you can do that through white labeling. I teach people how to create a course. How do you take the knowledge that you have in your own mind from your own experiences and turn that into a course called Course to Currency, where I literally sit with these students and help them create courses. And I'm getting emotional because it's so beautiful to work with our community. I have a gentleman that's creating a course on autism. I have a woman that's creating a course for single women. I have somebody that's creating a course. I mean, like it's just so amazing to hear these people's stories and help them turn their stories into money. I help people start businesses. But you as the individual have to believe in your idea, in your book, in your business, in your exit, in your company, and take a step of faith and say, you know what? I'm worth it.
Yes.
My business idea is worth it. The audience, the target market, or the people who I want to create this for is worth it. And I'm going to step out on faith and create it.
Yes.
You're so right. There's so much fear in the Black community. And that's because there's been people at every turn, family, friends, outsiders, politicians, lawmakers, telling you why you're not good enough or why you can't do it. But we need to change everything, turn it on its head, and we need to cut that fear out. Like, don't be afraid to take a chance. Don't be afraid to step out, step out on faith. Like I said, if you don't have to step out on faith, you can step out on experience.
Yep.
Someone who's telling you and helping step you through, like, this is the recipe. This is the Olympic routine that's going to get you where you need to be. It's like boxes you have to check. It's very, like, once you know the boxes, you're like, that's all I have to do. And you're like, yes, that is all you have to do. And you can hit the ground running. So it is much simpler than we've made it in our heads. We have to move on the other side of fear and get across that so that you can start being profitable and do that thing you always want to do. And just I'm not going to say don't be happy where you are, because some of us are in great places, right? But if you don't feel like you're in the place you're meant to be, if you're not reaching your greatness, I always say invest in yourself 1% a day and you'll reach your exponential greatness. Because if you do 1% a day, it's not 365 at the end of the year. It's like 56,000%, because each 1%, like compounding interest, is working on top of each other. So invest in yourself 1% a day to reach your exponential greatness, and you will be great beyond measure. It is our power. Marianne Williamson has a quote.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite, girl.
Of course, I'm going to jack it up now because I had too much sun today. But it was something. It's to the effect of, it's not our fear. Do you know what off the top of your head, Monet? It's like, it's not our inadequacies.
Yes.
It's not our inadequacies that we're afraid of. It is our greatness that we're afraid of, because we know that the only thing between us and greatness is us. So it's like, I'm the only thing keeping me from reaching my power, my beauty, my exponential greatness. Did you find it, Lene?
I did, and I'm going to read it. It's by Marianne Williamson. It says, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us.
Yes.
It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Yes. Yes.
It's my favorite. Love it. It's so beautiful. It's so yeah, if y'all have never read it, look it up. And you have to. It took me like about a year to really digest those words. And know that it's just me. It's everything that I could be that is scaring me. Because you don't want to. I saw a post. Someone said, I thought about, what did he say? He said something to the effect that I thought about not shining, but the sun don't apologize. Why should I? And that is the sun don't care who it's burning. It don't care if you got sensitive skin. It is gonna shine. And that is how you need to be. Folks will adjust around you. So live your greatness. I know we done went off on tangent, but I am so passionate about each person figuring out your why and then going after it 150 miles an hour until you reach it, so that you feel fulfilled in what you've done. And you're not letting life live you. You are living your life.
Yes. Demetrius and Demetrius. So the author is below, Marianne Williamson. That's the author, Marianne Williamson. And the name of the poem is called Our Greatest Fear. So it's called Our Greatest Fear, and it's by Marianne Williamson. And I will tell you, one of the things I love about Melanated Air is it's a safe place, right? We get to be honest, we get to be transparent. And so I will share with you guys that I have had a fear of success for many years. Many years. I was not afraid of being successful. My fear didn't come from failure. Like, I didn't have a fear of failure. Oh, I'm going to fail if I try. I'm going to fail if I try. I had a fear of success. Like, what's going to happen if I get too big? Or will I change? Are people going to look at me differently? Will you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had a fear of success for many years. And it sounds kind of crazy to say, but it comes from imposter syndrome, right? Am I really as good as I say I am? Can I really make these changes? Am I really, you know what I'm saying? So fear of success is legit. We really do shrink ourselves. Like, we really do play small when something has been put on us, purpose to us, passion to us, blessed for us. We've been given favor, and we will be like, "Are you sure that's for me? Are you sure that's my person? Are you sure I can change the world? Are you sure I can inspire Black people? Are you sure that I can help Black businesses grow? Like me, just little old me, little old me, like, you know what I'm saying?" And then it's amazing because, like, I don't even take in the totality or grasp the magnitude with what I do and how I help and how I inspire until somebody brings it back to me and like, because of you, I published my book. Because of you, I hit 6 figures. Because of you, I left my job and I started my own business. Because of you, I was able to get the job. Like it blows my mind, and it's never enough. As you guys know, I'm in therapy, and my therapist asked me the other day, I had therapy yesterday. She was like, "Why isn't it enough? Why are you always looking for the next thing?" And I'm like, I play such a small role. Like we play our role in life, our ideas, our contributions, we make them small. And I just want to say to everybody who's on here, who's listening, who's watching on the replay, who hears this later, you are not small.
No.
You're not small. Your ideas are valuable. Your innovation, your creation, your concepts, they're not small. They're valuable. Lean into them. Produce, manufacture, bring your dreams to life.
Yes.
That's it.
I just want to say that you are enough. And this is why I created this I am enough line, because I suffered from that. And even though I suffered from not being enough, feeling that I wasn't enough for a very different reason, it wasn't just in business, it was more so low self-esteem. And me and the lady spoke about this the other day. Adult acne is like real, right? So it was more so, how I look.
You see me?
Listen, don't get me started.
Hey, we all got it. I know I got something around
here. It was a lot of things about my physical appearance, but it does also creep in to the business aspect, right? Like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not enough to do this. And that's where that imposter syndrome does come in. And I tell you, even though I am helping people to build their profitable t-shirt businesses, I still have that imposter syndrome that creeps in every now and then saying, oh, you're not enough to do that. Why do you think that you can help these people launch their businesses or be successful? And then I have to stop it. Like, nope, I am enough. I know that I can do this because, one, I've done it for myself. And then two, I've helped other people do it. So that's when we have to nip those negative thoughts in the bud. Like, nope, I'm not entertaining that thought, because the thoughts are going to come, but it's up to you what you do with those thoughts. Are you going to entertain it? Are you going to continue to let it run rampant? Or are you going to stop it in its tracks and say, no, I don't believe that? And another thing, I don't remember what jogged my memory about it. One of my mentors, he says, don't try to bring people where you've never been. Just bring them where you are. Because you know where you are. You know that you've been successful, like in this moment. So for me, I don't tell people I'm going to help you build a 6-figure t-shirt business. I'm not there. So I'm not going to help you do that. But I am going to help you start and build your business. I am going to help you to market your business, to put launch strategies in place for your business. So that is where you X out that imposter syndrome. Because like I said, I'm not helping people start 6-figure businesses. I'm not doing that because I've never done it. But
yes.
We're on the way.
Yeah.
We on the way. We on the way.
Are, yes. And that gave me so many thoughts, because I know each one of y'all, I know I have a consultation package on my website hopefully therealteddytalks.com. I think both of you do. So sometimes I even have a package called My Business Buddy, because I think the hardest part about starting a business was not having anyone to talk to about it that could give me some educated feedback, that I could really bounce ideas off of, develop a strategy. So if you're in that stuck place and you need to talk to someone for an hour that's really going to make that a power hour and give you some good juice, look into that. Find someone who has a consultation package that has been where you're trying to go. As Keisha said, she knows how to start a business, and she doesn't have to promise you all these other numbers. She's like, I can get you off the ground, I can get you started, I can get you marketed. And that is what she's selling. And as adults, it's like lie. I hate when adults lie. It irks me to no end. We are grown. You do not have no one controlling you. You don't have to lie. So when you don't have to lie and you're always telling the truth and you're always being authentic, cryptocurrency expert, been in the game 4 years. I know 99% that most people who've never bought a cryptocurrency. So I can take you from not knowing cryptocurrency all the way to the end to buying and making money. And I can sell that with full confidence, knowing I've made tens of thousands and you can too. So we've all been there. We've all done it, and we can help you. And that's all you need to get yourself going. I think so many of us are stuck in a rut, and we have to get off that, get out of that pity party, and move forward. You don't have to start a business. You don't have to do anything grandiose. As Lene said, it could just be leaving your job for another job, or leaving your job or staying at your job and putting some energy into your side hustles at the farmer's market or on Etsy or whatever your thing is, or your passion. Make money off your passion. Whatever it is, your idea is actually worth something. So back to the question, and my husband, I know he's listening, smiling. Baby, your ideas are invaluable. They are priceless. I'm just not going to give you no money for them. Okay? I'm not giving you no money. We will make money together. Your ideas, we're going to develop and grow. Then when that profit start coming in, then we will take a profit together. Okay? Hopefully that settles it. It won't though. Hopefully it settles it.
So if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Melanated Air Hour. We're talking about what is an idea worth and how to profit from it. And we've literally gone around the room having this conversation. Please thumbs up, like, follow, share, follow all the queens, the ladies that you see on the screen at I Am Lene Javette, at We Inspire Brand, at The Real Teddy Talks. I think a lot of what you guys have just said and talked about is super important. I remember when I was first getting started as a coach, as a business coach, right? And you do play that psychological game, right? You're helping people, you're trying to get them to the next level. And if you haven't got to that level, then you feel like, well, how can I help you succeed? Well, a lot of times, and it's the weirdest thing, as coaches, we help our clients go past us, right? So you can look at somebody's business and say, hey, do these tweaks, do this. And they have the energy, effort, the capacity, or the backing to do it. And they sometimes supersede you in their sales growth or in what it is that they're doing. I've seen that happen. It has happened to me, right? I've given somebody some content. They had $100,000 month, and now they've gone on to do great things. But that's part of developing or planting seeds in your clients. And my mentor had to have a talk with me, and he was like, Lene, the whole goal in helping people, especially in our communities, to give them a hand up. So he said, people are trying to get to where you are. I'm trying to get someplace else. And because I haven't reached where I want to get to, sometimes you feel like, well, I haven't got to the 7-figure mark yet. So how can I help somebody else? Boo, ain't some folks just trying to get put on. Like they just trying to, how did you start your business? How did you get 75,000 people to follow you? How do you go live? How do you do your eyebrows like that? Like they just want to know, how did you get to where you are right now? That's all I'm looking for. Can you get me to where you are today? I will worry about the rest later. And that's literally what the whole process of mentorship is about, or a coach is about, or investing in yourself, or taking a class. Like Teddy said, I have it's not really a bundle, but I do this a strategy session. It's called Upscale My Business Strategy Session, but I also have one for life, Upscale My Life Strategy Session, where I literally sit with a person for an hour to an hour and a half, and we come up with a strategy for their life. We come up with a strategy for their business. This is what you do. This is how you do it. This is when you do it by. These are the colors that you're going to use. This is the voice that you're going to use. This is the time that you're going to post. This is what you're going to show them. This is how you're going to show it. This is what you're going to execute on. This is the business that you're going to start. This is where you're going to put the business. This is the platform. Like, if you have an idea and you don't know how to bring it to life, you need to get with somebody who does. Do not sit on it. There are people that know. Now, I say that to say this. There's a lot of people out here in these internet streets that do not know what they are talking about, and they do not know what they are doing.
Yes.
Make sure that when you go to execute on your goal, execute on your dream, execute on your idea, that you are partnering with or getting with somebody that knows what they are doing, that they have a track record, that they can show you. They should have some testimonials, some client love. Somebody should have said something good about them, right? They might, they should have a portfolio. They should have something that shows you that they can do what they're telling you that they can do, or just watch them. Like, I've had people who have watched me on social media for like 2 years and then be like, okay, I'm gonna purchase something from you.
Like, I believe her now.
Yeah. Oh, you still here? You still here? And then I have other people who will purchase something from me for somebody else. They're like, I don't even need anything from you, but my sister, she needs help, so I'm gonna hook you up with my sister, right? So just, if you're not sure, watch people, see what's up. Now, I want to go to the comments, because your college course, you are in here asking some of the dopest questions. So let's answer these questions. Let's do you think that a barter system would be best for small Black? Okay, so we'll start with this one. We're getting close on time. We're going to start closing this down in about 5 minutes, but I'm going to try to get to these questions to the best of my ability. Okay. The question is, let me pull it up on the screen. Do you think that a barter system would be best for small Black women in business? Skills don't know a thing about European American dollars. I'm not sure what the last part means, but we'll address do you think a barter system would be best for small Black women in business?
Can I just say that I have a barter system with my best friend, and she is a life coach. I am a business coach. And what we do is we join each other's programs, and then we give each other feedback. So you should improve on this. Here's what you can do. Even t-shirts. So I taught her how to start her t-shirt business. And she surpassed me in her first 2 weeks as far as sales. So just going back to what Lene said earlier, I think you have a really dope coach or a really dope mentor if your clients are surpassing you in your business. I think that's phenomenal. But yes, me and my best friend, we have a barter system. If I launch something new, as far as a hoodie, a t-shirt, I give it to her. If she launches something new, a hoodie, a t-shirt, she gives it to me. We're able to market each other's stuff that way as well. So I love collaboration. I love barter systems because I think that it can truly work if done the right way.
Yes. That's like exponential growth. If you got 5,000 followers, she got 2,000 followers, someone's got 10,000 followers, add that up together. If you guys are working together, that's how many followers you all have pushing each other's stuff. As long as it's not direct competition, do it. Do the damn thing. Do it.
That's what sisterhood is all about. I mean, that should be what being a Black entrepreneur is about, right? Working together.
Yes.
I say this all the time. When I get to the top, because I'm not at my top yet. I'm not at my personal top. But when I get to the top, and when I get there, if I'm by myself, I did not do something right. Something went wrong, because there's no reason an individual should get to the top by themselves. There should be people that go with you. There should be hands that you hold. There should be people that you put on. There should be people that you plug. There should be people that you say, hey, I can't do it, but you go do it. Like, we should be working together to make sure that all of us get up there. When I get up there, when I put my Black card down, I want all my homegirls and my homeboys to put their Black card down, and we laugh to see who's going to get the bill, right? That's how it should be. I say that to say this: make sure you are bartering with the right people that are reputable, people that are going to do you right, that aren't going to just take from you and not give back. One of my mentors says that that receiving is a giving proposition. So receiving is a giving proposition. In order for you to receive, you have to give something.
Yeah.
But it's receiving, right? So if you're just the person who's giving, you're not getting anything in return. Don't play yourself like that. Make sure that you are doing business with and moving with people who think like you, who are going in the same direction as you, who have the same goals as you. You're not competing, but you share the same audience, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys aren't sure what that actually looks like or means, put something in the comments and I'll elaborate. But I don't want to, assume or tell y'all something that you guys already know, right? So competition and competing and competition are two different things. And if you're not sure exactly what that looks like or how to do it, let me know. Let's see. Yaya says, I missed it. Is there a form of notification for future meetings? We're here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can always click the like button, the notifications button, the subscribe button. Go to our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube pages. And you know what? You guys tell me. I actually have not been setting up notifications for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we will get something that we can put together and start sharing and posting on social media to let you guys know when we're going live. But every Tuesday and Thursday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern, we are live. Okay.
Find us there. And if anyone that's just joining, I saw a couple questions. I think your college course asked about, you said cyberspace ecosystem. I teach cryptocurrency. So if that's the same thing that you're talking about, hit me up on any social and I'll get with you. I got you. I'll get you squared away. I got something for you. Okay.
Yes. I'm looking to see if there's anything else we can answer before we have to go. Okay. I'll give you one more college course. How can joint ventures based on sweat equity enable Black women to set a wealth foundation? I'm going to ask that question again, just make sure everybody understands it. How can joint ventures, partnerships, or whatever the case might be, based on sweat equity, everybody's working, enable Black women to set a wealth foundation? Ooh, that's good. I want to answer it. I'll let somebody else hit it first. Ooh, that's good. Come on, Jesus. Let me talk about this. But go ahead.
You have to write a contract to which you get a profit once you're profitable. Period. Like that's the way you're going to build your wealth foundation. Is if you're just doing sweat, you both aren't taking profit, or whoever's all in the joint venture, you're not taking profit. You have to write it in that when the profit flows after expenses, you get a piece. That's my input.
Go ahead, Lene. I'm gonna let you take it.
So I'm going to build on what Teddy says because that's the foundation, right? Again, the C word, contracts, putting things in writing. But you literally said it. Let me pull it back up. You said it in your question. How can joint ventures based on sweat equity enable Black women to set a wealth foundation? That sweat equity that you put in together to build is literally setting the foundation for wealth. You have to have two people, or however many people, putting in the same amount of sweat equity and work and investment. And that's how we create a wealthy foundation, working together, collaborating, taking the ego out, helping everybody to get put on. What happens is when we try to come together and do something around sweat equity, somebody does more work than somebody else. Somebody shows up and works harder than somebody else. And so now that person wants more. Now we get egos in the place. Now nobody wants to work with each other. The business falls apart. So the answer is literally what you said: sweat equity, equality, everybody working towards the same goal. Ego's not getting in the way. Knowing what we're working towards, putting the contract, putting expectations in writing so that we know what we said. Like that's literally how you do it. I hate to just be throwing stuff out there that we already know. And I don't know where it came from, but whoever said it was right. When we go alone, you go fast, but when we go together, we're going to go further. But we too often pick fast than far.
Yep.
So that's my humble opinion. That's my little 2 cents that I'm adding. So
that was worth 20 cents.
Girl, get my change past the collection plate. So we're getting ready to head out of here. But before we go, I do like to go around the room and do a final thought. So I'll somebody can take it away.
I'll
Go
take
ahead,
it.
Keisha.
I will take it. So I just want to leave you all with a quote that my mentor, Marcus Y. Rozier, I want to make sure I give him all the props for this quote that I'm about to give y'all. He says, "Don't be addicted to education, but allergic to execution." So
Oh, say that again for the people in the back. Say that again.
it was Marcus Y. Rozier, y'all. Go follow him. He says, "Don't be addicted to education, but allergic to execution." So this goes back to what we spoke about earlier about not implementing, not executing, analysis paralysis. So you're in all of these courses and you may have a mentor, you're looking at YouTube videos, you're reading articles, you're doing all of these things that you feel like is going to get you to that next step. You're doing everything but executing. So make sure with your education, you made the right step to get the mentor, you made the right step to take the course, but make sure you are now implementing what you've learned. And I know I said this a few shows back, but I said there's a difference between investing versus spending. You invest in a course, you invest in a mentor. However, if you are not implementing what you've learned from that course and what you've learned from that mentor, it still becomes spending. So execute, people.
Yes, great point, Keisha. I just want to end it by bringing up a point I actually didn't touch on at all during this conversation, but I think sometimes your idea is more valuable if you move in silence outside of your network. So I think a lot of our problems are within our network. I always say, check your circle. Who's around you? Who may be telling you you shouldn't do something or you can't do it, instead of who's trying to help you grow. So I don't think move in silence means literally do it by yourself. Move in silence may mean you don't have to tell your close friends or family about it because they're not helping you and they're not supporting you anyway. You need to find that network that's outside of those people that can help you grow, those meetups, people online, strategists, people that can help you grow that are outside of your circle. Then once you've got your strategy set up, your action plan, and you are starting to implement these things and you're blowing up from the inside out, that's when you can tell the people around you, because then it'll be too late. It won't matter what they say and they're giving their, half-cent advice, because you're doing your thing. You thought about it, you worked it out, and then you can do it. So move in silence does not mean move by yourself. It means you don't have to tell the people that may not be supporting you. Tell the people that are going to support you.
Yeah,
that's all right. I like it. Okay. Keisha, Melissa said, "What's his name? Where did the quote come from?"
That is from my mentor, Marcus Y. Rozier.
There
so
you go.
Can find him on Instagram. You could check out his website. But yeah, Marcus Y. Rozier, and that's Rosier.
Boom. And then Adon Ben Yisrael, I hope I don't mess up your name. You said, anyone on this platform have any crowdfunding besides help with the patent that I have for clean energy? I don't have any. However, I do have a crowdfunding course. So if you're interested in crowdfunding, I have a class. If you go to thecrowdfundingblueprint.com, again, that's thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. I have a course that can help you prepare for crowdfunding. I raised $10,000 in 30 days. Doing crowdfunding, and I do teach it because I think that Black entrepreneurs, being that we can't just walk into a bank and ask for money, crowdfunding is a dope source of and way to raise funds for your business. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I'll end with Elle Marie, who says, "Thanks, ladies, for your platform. You are so welcome." Thank you all for tuning in to the Melanated Air Hour, where we literally just spend an hour talking about things that are happening in life, in entertainment, in the world, we're trying to say with politics, but just things that are happening and looking at them from a Black perspective, from a business perspective. And so we appreciate that you tuned in. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern. We're on multiple different pages. Our own page, Melanated Air Hour, will be coming up by the end of this week, so you can follow us there. But for now, please go check us out individually. Check out my Instagram at I am Lene Javette. Check out Keisha at We Inspire Brand. Check out Teddy Ewing at The Real Teddy Talks. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please share this. If you got anything out of this, or you know somebody that could get something from this, please share it. thumbs up it, talk about it, repost it, let people know that we're here. We're having this dialogue. We're having this conversation. I forget who said it, but somebody said, no more shade room. Oh, there it is. Demetrius said, just shared this content on my Twitter. No more shade room. Laugh out loud.
I love that.
We are here to build. With that being said, we bid you farewell. We will see you guys on Thursday. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.